Right. Get comfy, mildly. Okay. And it's recording sound, not brilliantly, but yeah, it's doing it. And TV is turned a bit lower to prevent any feedback. This is good. I can't move my mic any closer. Yeah. This is a rarity. The sun is beating down upon England, and we're here for the British Grand Prix, and I am Psycho Enigma, and I bet you're thinking, finally we get to hear his wonderful voice again. Now, I probably still sound a little bit ill, but I thought, hey, you know, this is my home Grand Prix, there's no way I'm not doing commentary. I just want to, you know, do wrap up of 2 races that I didn't do commentary on. One was a broken mic and the other was because I had a cold and I sounded horrible. Canada, we scraped it home in 10th. That was a bad weekend, as you saw with the penalty. And Valencia again, hate the track, hate everything about it. It's a street circuit, and I brought it home in 3rd for Toro Rosso on the podium again. So we're running it quite well at the moment. This looks like it's going to be like those other 2 races that I've done, 2 of my better races in China and Spain. It's going to start off dry. There's a chance to rain, but it's a higher chance this time at 97%. And look at our grid position. 24th. Yeah. We ran well in practice. We got 8th in the practice session. I thought, alright, I'm comfortable with this setup. Went into qualifying, did a lap that was quite bad. So I went out again. And Heikki Kovalainen, of all people, it wasn't Timo Glock. I was going down the original pit straight, like into Cop's corner. And Heikki had pulled over, like, to let me through. And just as I went to turn in, he was like, I'm going to speed up. And speared into him and cost him his left front wheel. And I got a puncture and a broken front wing. And apparently it was my fault. So I got a 10th place penalty. So I just thought, no, we're going to sit this out. So we've got low wing angles, you know, get the nice straight line speed. High brake pressure as always. I like to be late on the brakes. Balance is high. We need sharp turn in. Suspension is slightly lower, and I have equal stiffness of the suspensions. I don't want any kind of mishaps in the rain. Now, the gears are the interesting part for Silverstone. As you guys know, I like to elevate my gears slowly, but on gear 7, we've gone lower than gear 6. Now, the reason for that is on this track, the DRS zone is, I think it's called the Wellington Straight after turn 3, and you don't get more than 200 on that straight. And the longest straight, the Hangar Straight, you get about 195, maybe 200 with curves. So why try and get a more maximum top speed and waste any acceleration? You know, it works out quite well. Engine standard and alignment is, again, pretty standard. So race strategy, simple. Start on options, push it as far as we can. Hope to, as we usually do, make up places at the start, which we're pretty good at. Hopefully avoid contact with anyone. And try and get a big haul of points. Let's get out there for our home Grand Prix. This should be fun.
Ready.
So yeah, this will be amusing. It's I've got a bad feeling about this race. It's gone typical home Grand Prix fashion. I'm last on the grid. Probably means I'm going to get a penalty somewhere, and I know I'm massively off the pace. So that's no kind of new news to me. And there's Ricciardo showing off. He's like, I qualified you again. It's like, yeah, I know you did, Ricciardo. Don't worry. We've got our cautious mix as always. I'm looking to probably go down the inside. Actually, no, I don't really know what to do with the first corner here. But we got the 5 lights. And we are away for the British Grand Prix, the home Grand Prix. We're drag racing the rain car to Kyan up into the first corner. The first corner's always a tricky one. We've run it out wide. We're up alongside Ricciardo. Can we cut across the track successfully and get any more places in the braking zone? Okay, so we're up to 13th. Can we get Senna and in amongst the Williams here? Okay, we can. And Kerr's dragging. We dragged our way past Raikkonen. And a lot of the front runners are slow off the third corner. We're alongside Felipe Massa. What about into the braking zone? And we are past. We are past Massa and we're up to 7th immediately. A beautiful start from the back row of the grid. The Toro Rosso is in the points again. So now we just need to concentrate. Hamilton and Vettel are going at it there. And it's weird now. I'm recording this just after the Australian Grand Prix, but by the time it goes up, we'll have seen Malaysia as well. And for those of you that watched it, Raikkonen, what a fantastic victory in his Lotus. They doctored the strategy perfectly. And the Mercedes looks strong and the McLaren looks weak, but I'd say the big package is Ferrari. I'd love to see Massa win a race this year. You know, I think the boy deserves it. He should have been the champion in 2008, not Hamilton. And we've run it out wide there. And Perez is all over the back of us now. But, yeah, Hamilton just seems to be at home in that Mercedes already. He makes it like it looks part of him, really. It just annoys me they're sponsored by BlackBerry, because I just don't like Blackberries, and it's like, look, we're a big sponsor. And rain's already coming down. Okay, so that bodes for an interesting play in the race, because I know that the AI are foolish, and they just fall off the road. So, like, the race has just started, just got underway, and there are droplets of rain. I can't see any. Yeah, no, there are still some coming down. So this, given another couple of laps, this is going to be very interesting, and we've got understeer. Rain appears to be coming down quite, well, not heavy, but quick. So I'm going to want to try and hang on to these guys, because of course I always make the jump onto the tyres earlier. Just trying to get that little bit of extra speed. I guarantee I'll be the first in on the Inters, not the AI. You know, this isn't going to be a situation like China where there was one lap left. There was no point in pitting. In Spain I had pushed myself so many laps on option tyres. The intermediates were my gamble. And they were a good gamble. That was a good race. But this is different. This is pretty much going to be an entirely wet Grand Prix. Because that's the thing. We could get points here. Getting points is good. But I want to go back to the 2013 season. I want to go back and discuss that a little bit more. So obviously it's first race of the season, and Raikkonen won it. I'm not going to dispute it. He was quick, but he won it on a good strategy call. I think if he was on a 3-stop, the Ferraris would have won that race. Well, I say the Ferraris, Alonso would have won the race. But they look quick, and I think that it could be interesting in Malaysia. I mean, we'll know the result by the time this race goes up, but it's going to be hotter there than it was in Melbourne for sure. Force India in the hands of Sutil looked quick. Looked very quick, actually. It's just unfortunate for him the strategy didn't work out. Otherwise, I was really liking him to be on the podium. He could be a force to be contended with this year. And sadly, one of my favourite drivers, Hulkenberg, didn't get the chance to start the race in Melbourne due to, I think it was engine or exhaust or fuel. I believe it was fuel pump issues, actually. But we'll see. We'll get a better idea of where everyone is in Malaysia. Track's not massively greasy, but we cannot hang on to the leaders. We are just dropping back. We're not dropping back as much as we had last lap, which is good. Oh no, I'm not 100% sure when to go in, because these guys normally peel in lap 5 anyway. So it could work out good for them, unless they go for their primes and then they have to swap to their wet tyres. So that could be... This could be interesting to see when the AI will pick, because the AI isn't the smartest on this game. And I'm happy with any points that I get, really. We're 7th in the World Championship. any increase is always nice, but points are always welcome. We're getting to that point of the season. This is round 9. We're going to see some contract offers soon, probably, sort of around the 11th or 12th race. And just remember that Perez is going to have DRS. Luckily, this straight isn't really long enough for him to come at us. And Hamilton now just starting to stretch his legs, stretch his lead over us. But these races always are interesting until you drop the rear end of your car and you bin 7th. Massa looking defensive. Can we hang it out on the outside? We can. We've got 8th place back at the cost of all our cars. Just as I was saying, these races get interesting, I decided to bin it on the exit of Luffield. I think we're strong through Maggots and Beckett's. It's still straight line speed that's our issue. We lost a couple of seconds. Perez is getting away from us now. And the rain's still not coming down that badly, so I mean there's a 97% chance of heavy rain, so it's gonna come down at some point. I'm thinking I might just try and make the options last, and you know, the AI will be stupid and pit twice. That could be my saving grace.
It's just light at the moment, but if it worsens we'll need to switch to inters or wets.
It's the call though, if I go for no, going for wet straight away just doesn't sound like a good idea at all. That sounds stupid of me, actually. I'm thinking just use all my rich mix now, just while I'm in the dry to keep track position. Or do I? Oh, it's a tough call really on that. Massa's quite far back, so the DRS won't be that effective. This is the thing. I love deciding my strategy on the fly, just trying to outthink people. Because the rain doesn't appear that bad here, contradictory to last lap, where I, like, threw it away. Oh no, I'm just starting to have less and less trust in the car when I throw it into a corner now. Because Perez is driving away and I just don't have the confidence to stay flat through the first 2 parts of Maggots and Beckett's, because I know sometimes I can. I suppose it's trust in the car, I just don't trust the Toro Rosso that much. Right, is everyone peeling off into the pits? Did people go in and pit? Yes, they did. I'm fairly sure. Yeah, a few people have pitted. Oh, we have properly binned it there. And we've barely accelerated away. What the hell's happened there? What's happened there is Felipe Massa has got round us again. And here comes, I think that's Bruno Senna.
His times will be slightly slower than normal.
And the car just hasn't turned in. Okay, so we're struggling quite bad now. But the rain's not that bad yet. I want to pit for wets, and Senna's just driven off the racetrack. I'm struggling really quite badly here. Haven't got the faith in the car. Haven't got the setup right, I don't think. So, in front of his home crowd, the Enigma could be letting the home fans down. Not going to see a miracle wet victory. In fact, it's drying up here. Then again, the rain is very light on this part of the track. Coming back, it gets heavier. Yeah, the car's starting to slide pretty much in every corner. But it just doesn't seem like it's worth the switch to wets yet, or inters at least. The rain seems to be getting lighter. It's a really awkward stage of weather. I think we're going to blow it here. Although it is so difficult, this corner again, we've absolutely botched it twice, 2 laps in a row now. De Resta and Grosjean go through.
Pit in this lap. Come into the pit to the end of this lap.
And we are throwing away positions and places hand over fist because the sky doesn't look that dark. This is a poor effort, quite frankly. We're just holding up Button now. Could anyone think repeat of Spain, where we just held Button up? It's just drizzling. It needs to rain properly. Come on, rain harder. De Resta in front of the British crowd leads the race.
We have an advantage here.
Is the rain heavier this time around on this section of the track? It's just sort of still the same. Maybe it's a little bit heavier. Maybe the switch to inters could be in a few laps. Button's dropped it! The hell happened there? I don't think that was the point of the AI where they start losing control. I genuinely think Button... I don't even know what happened.
Pit in.
I'm not pitting in. I'm going to carry on. I feel as if there are still a few laps left before we're going to need to swap tyres.
Track conditions are improving. Try to increase your pace.
Track conditions are improving. Okay, so maybe it's not gonna rain heavy like I thought. Thank you for bursting my bubble there, Mr. AI. I was hoping for heavy rain, or at least some form of rain and tyre swap. We are going to come out behind a huge group of cars, and our home Grand Prix is going to have gone right down the pan. Well, I'm disappointed.
Your next box.
Needless to say, I'm going to pit this lap now that the conditions are improving.
Full revs. He's trying to close the gap.
It's kind of disappointing, really. I was hoping for this to be another one of my epic, exciting races, and that just hasn't happened, really. Although, we did manage to screw Button over again, like we did in Bahrain, and I'm fairly sure we screwed him out of a good result in Spain as well. Ah well. Look, Alonso's pretty much caught us straight away.
Box, box, box.
Yes, I'm coming in. I've realised the error of my ways.
Not much between you and the car behind. Just 2 seconds.
Apparently I'll rejoin 13th. I think it's going to be worse than that. So we're coming in to the longest pit lane in the world, and I'm out of Pepsi. I don't know what's worse, the fact that I've botched my home Grand Prix or that I'm out of Pepsi. In fact, I know what's worse, the lack of Pepsi. Everyone's going to come streaming past. Although, and we have held up De Resta in the pit stops. So yeah, on go the primes.
Exit.
So here comes the apparent 13th rejoin behind Raikkonen, and I guarantee Kobayashi's going to go ahead. There goes Kobayashi, we're down to 14th. There's Ricciardo. Ricciardo heads that train of cars. Oh god, will I get my worst result of the season in my home Grand Prix?
Petrov's car's been fitted with the option.
That's like the worst thing imaginable. I don't want that at all. My worst result of the season is so far a 17th in Melbourne. So I have to catch and pass at... well... I don't want a joint worst result either, but that gaggle of cars ahead is, well, exactly that, it's ahead. And I guarantee Ricciardo is going to be quicker than me. Well, this sucks. I've managed to really screw this one up. That's mildly cutting hops. Where was my rain? I wanted rain. Shows never to believe that graphic on your screen though. I certainly didn't come out 13th. This is very, very sort of 18th-ish. 4.5. That's too far ahead for me to make up. No way I'm a second a lap quicker. I mean, I'm just about pulling away from the rain car to Cayenne. That says it all, really. I don't even know if I closed him down at all there in the middle sector. My objective, or my predicted, or objective, whatever you want to call it, is 12th. That certainly isn't happening. Is it going to rain again? Because I swear to God if it does, I will not be amused. Yeah, I'm even dropping back. 5.1 behind. This is not going well. Like, at all. And rain is starting to come down again. That amuses me very, very little. That's my new line through cops. I like to take a bit of grass with me. Because, you know, that's how the cool kids are taking cops these days. Screw everything. We've successfully ruined the British Grand Prix for every member of the viewing public. They didn't come here for Button or friggin' the Resta or Hamilton. They came here to see the Enigma. Claw's Toro Rosso up from like 24th on the grid to somewhere amazing, and we were running well early on. And the rain screwed us by not raining properly, by raining pitifully. There's Grosjean with a fast lap. Our quickest lap's at 1:38.7. Grosjean's just done a 35.4. Goes to show how off the pace we are. But it also goes to show how well I must do in some of these races to actually drag this thing up to where I do. It's all about the start. Mistakes setting in. I suppose it's more a fact if I don't care. Like my realization that this is like I might as well already give up. It is just the thought of giving up, because you're like, the effort I put in to try and build a setup to go quick round here and then hope that the rain was nice to me so that I might get sneaky and lucky again. I suppose third time was not the charm with the rain today. I've benefited from it twice. Today I suppose I was not meant to reap those benefits. I was meant to be the one that gets screwed. And as a result, we're going to finish 18th at the British Grand Prix, our home Grand Prix. I suppose we're 20 seconds ahead of Narain Carter Cayenne, if that's any kind of consolation.
So let's make sure to keep it clean and bring the car home safely.
Yes, let's bring the car home safely. Let's not stick it in a wall out of frustration. That would be a bad thing to do, the fact that it's now raining again. 2 laps to go. Two laps to go and my level of not care is well over 9,000. Yeah, Senna...
Conditions are definitely improving.
Oh, that message the first time they relayed it saying the conditions were improving actually depressed me. I was thinking that we could sneak another podium in because We could have pitted for Inters when they had already pitted for
We
Primes.
might need to think about moving to fuel mix mode 2 in the next few laps.
Oh, go away. I don't care if I run out of fuel at this juncture. I think that's the fastest I've taken Maggots and Beckett's this entire race. Yes, look, that's a ridiculous amount of time to gain. I actually gained time on Senna in the middle sector. Well, I've offended myself. Bumping the car over the curbs, and rightly so. Whoa, we set a personal best. I'm overjoyed. There are weekends where it goes wrong, and there are weekends when it goes badly wrong. I think we all know where this one's gone. On the plus side, we gained positions on where we started, albeit we couldn't have really lost any. That's not really a silver lining at all. I'm just going to run my Toro Rosso out of fuel, really. Definitely, I was thinking about sticking out with these guys until the end of the season, but we'll see if we get any contract offers. I doubt we'll get any after this race, but I don't know. Give it a few races. Give it about 3 more. Fernando Alonso takes the checkered flag to win. It should have really been Button, but who thought that 18th place would have affected the win of a race while fighting them for position? On the plus side though, we are looking to set a new personal best lap time on the final lap. I'm pretty sure Senna's just crossed the line. And we are sideways. We are a bit more sideways. Thumping over the curves. I'm pretty sure that last curb thump cost us doing a 137 point something, but yeah, as you can see, we failed to finish where we intended to, and Ricardo's outraced us for the first time since Malaysia, like 7 rounds ago, and we finished 36 seconds behind race leader. So yeah, Button got 5th in the end after his spin out. They looked all to be being held up by Webber, but Alonso wins in Silverstone, or in Britain. And as for the championship, we're still in 7th though. Grosjean is only a point behind us, so we're going to need to look out for those positions. I'm sure, looking at it here, a offer I'd really like to get is from Sauber, because, you know, if I got one, actually no, because Perez is the 2nd driver, and Perez is highly outperforming Kobayashi. Got both Lotus behind us, Massa's behind us in the championship. But we're going to have to see. We're going to move on after this to the German Grand Prix. So thank you very much for watching, and I will see you all in a week's time.